You are making a lot of mistakes in your ranked games and it is causing you to lose. So in today's video, we're going to be going over 5 mistakes you guys are making in your ranked games and how to improve on those mistakes so you stop losing your ranked games. Before we get into this video, I'd really appreciate it if you guys went and checked out my Twitch, twitch.tv/CaMbCaMb, or the link will be in the description. I stream Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time to about 5 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to see any of my gameplay or live action, I'd really appreciate it. The first mistake you're making in ranked is you are wasting your utility. I see a lot of like raise players or low elo players in general who, like, the second they see someone raise nade, boombot, satchel, they just use every piece of utility they have right off the start. And I know you've been in a situation where you're like, dude, if I had that raise grenade, we'd have won the round, but I wasted it earlier. If I had that flash, man, we could have won the round. So making sure you're using your utility efficiently is how you're going to increase your chance of winning ranked games. Making sure you're using some of your util here and there to fight off the enemies in a push or something like that, but making sure you have some utility to help retake the site if you need to. Or if you're in a post plant, don't use every piece of utility you have to get into the site. You want to save some so when you have the bomb down, you can make a play and win your team the round when they go to defuse the spike. So you kind of want to find that sweet spot in between not wasting your utility but not holding on to it too long, because a lot of the times I'll see a Sova player have their ult for like 7 rounds and not use it once, waiting for the perfect post plant situation to use their ult. There's never going to be a perfect situation to use your utility, really. So you want to try to use it to the best of your ability and get your best efforts off with that utility. So you don't want to hold on to it too long, but you kind of want to not waste it. You want to find the optimal uses for those pieces of utility, because maximizing your util usage will help you climb the ranks. The second mistake you're making that's causing you to lose your ranked games is over rotating, bro. I see so much of it, even in high elo immortal lobbies, that the second there's a Reyna flash on the other side, the entire team rotates, and then the team will just fall back, run through, get B for free. Or the worst case scenario is if someone's lurking B main, they hear you run away, they shift out B main, as you're rotating to A, they just come up behind you, shoot you in the back, and you lose the round because they get B for free and they got 2 kills. So you got to watch what you're doing, making sure your teammates are anchoring the sites, making sure there's at least one person to keep their eyes out on that site or to pay attention to that site to see if anyone can either lurk through or come up behind your team, or just the information that the enemy team is pushing that site so you can fall back and play retake together. Just to have that information is very important. So make sure you're not over rotating. The next thing is pay attention to what your teammates say. Make sure you're not under rotating. Make sure you don't have 3 people sitting at B when they're executing the A site. Try your best to work with your teammates and communicate with your teammates so you can have the necessary people needed to stop a push or work together to stop the enemies from winning that round. This is one of the most common mistakes I see people make, so keep an eye and keep it in your mind on the rotates in Valorant Ranked. The third mistake that's causing you to lose ranked games is overthinking people who smurf. Like, people be like, oh, level 2, that guy's smurfing, or you know, like, people just overthink this, or they download the program that allows you to see everyone's ranks on their team or on both teams, and they're like, oh my god, they have a smurf, this guy's smurfing, oh my god. Then you get that in your head, now you're scared, now you don't know what to do, now you're not confident, and the enemies run you over. And you just have to play it like it's any other game. Pretend as if those people are on the same level as you, because if you don't, it's going to ruin your mental and it's going to make you play worse in that game. You need to stop thinking about these smurfs. Go, oh my god, we're losing because of smurf. Oh my god, smurf this, smurf that. If you want to get better at Valorant, you have to beat the smurfs. When I was in Diamond, I was playing against Radiant smurfs here and there that caused me to lose a couple games. You can't be hard stuck because you're playing against smurfs. You can only lose a game here or there, or maybe demote or here and there. Like, you can't be stuck at a rank and not able to move because of you playing against smurfs. If you deserve to be the higher rank, you'd be the higher rank, so you need to work for it, right? Playing against smurfs is not what's holding you back, because you playing against that smurf player actually helps you get better at the game. You don't realize it and it doesn't feel good, but when that smurf is shitting on you, you know in game, you know you learn things from that player tests you, makes you do new things, and you will actually learn from people who are better, and you play against them, you will learn things from them, and it'll help you improve at a faster rate. Because if you're playing with people who are worse than you, it's a lot harder to learn. If you're always stomping the enemies, you're not learning anything new, you're not getting better, you're just stomping. How is that going to help you in the long run? So focus on your improvement. Don't worry so much about a loss or 2 losses or smurfs here and there. Don't worry about it. Just focus on improvement and keep grinding ranked. And that leads us into the 4th mistake that's causing you to lose your ranked games, and that is your mental, right? So people say, Cam, how do you not tilt? How do you not tilt? How you don't tilt is this advice that Tens gives, right? So he says you have to care but not care. So you have to care and try your best to win every single game that you possibly can, On the other end of the spectrum, you have to realize you can't possibly win every game, right? You're going to lose some games. So for every win streak you have, you're probably going to have a loss streak. For every win you get, you're probably going to have a loss, right? So, and there can be multiple factors to why you win or lose, right? But you have to accept the fact that it's all about improving, right? Like, you can get from diamond to immortal and still have a 50% win rate. Majority of people who play Valorant have like a 45 to about 55% win rate, right? Like, no one has like an insanely good win rate, right? So what you have to focus on is improving and getting better game by game, and not if you win every single game. And you have to understand that you're not going to be playing your best every single game, so don't be so hard on yourself when you're not performing. And realize that mistakes happen. People make mistakes. People have bad games. So when you have that kid on your team who drops 8 kills, realize they're probably going to drop 20 the next game. That was their warm-up game, or they just had a rough game. They weren't feeling it. They're on an off pick. They're on Omen when their player A's. You have to just understand all these different factors, and it will help you not tilt as much as you're playing in ranked. The fifth and final reason why you're losing your ranked games is because of your bad communication skills. So the biggest thing I want to touch on is involving tilting and comms. So you want to give nice and useful comms to your teammates, okay? So if you lose a round due to your Omen not smoking something, or your Omen throwing smokes too early, instead of being like, Omen, come on, bro, you threw those smokes too early, bro, come on, we don't won the round, right? Instead of saying something like that, be like, yo, Omen, next time you smoke, can you call out when you smoke so then we can push while those smokes are still up? Because then it's not toxic whatsoever, not even slightly picking at them so they won't get upset at all. And then now you got a teammate communicating those different things to you, and it helps you win the round. Because if you communicate slightly toxic or like passive aggressive comments to your teammates, it will go bad fast. People start arguing, people start ripping into each other, and if that starts happening, you're probably going to lose the game, or it is just going to cause a lot of issues in your lobby. The second thing is focus on the communications that you give as well, right? So when you're a Sova player, you need to communicate clearing left, clearing right, going here, going there. All right, that corner clear, tag this guy. So then your teammates know where they are, they know what corners they have to check and don't have to check, and this just helps the team progress. And this goes for every single agent you are on. So, right? So if you're Sky and you have a flash and you're going to flash, communicate that flash so your teammates don't get blinded by it. You know what I'm saying? Just small, simple things like that will actually help your team win way more rounds, or just even coming up with a little bit of a strategy. Like I like to do. I'm like, I'm going to put my Killjoy turret here, Sky. You stand over there in that corner when my turret shoots, then you can blind around the corner because the turret plays contact, tells him he's there, then they can blind and get a free kill. Small little communications like that will take your gameplay to the next level and actually maximize the chances your team has to winning the game. Making sure you do your part in terms of the communication. If you hear them coming in, you hear them planting, you hear them leaving, you hear them rotating, let your teammates know, because that's how you prevent over rotating from happening. Is if the enemies are making a lot of noise in A main, then they stop, say, hey guys, look, they're probably leaving, or they cut, you say they cut noise, so then your teammates know, hey look, I need to go hightail it back to B to make sure they're not there, or to make sure I can prevent them from pushing in. But then it leaves the option open that they might still go back A, but they might go back B. We don't know yet. So that's why you keep your communications up, so it prevents a lot of these different issues from happening. A little bit of a bonus tip I want to give at the end of this video, and this will kind of just help in broad fashion, is focus on yourself, right? Like, you cannot control what your teammates do if they have a good game or if they have a bad game, or if they communicate or don't, or if they leave the game or not. Like, you cannot control those aspects. So 1, don't get mad about them. 2, focus on yourself and your improvement, because you don't have to deal with those people after that game ends. So why are you worried about it, and why are you complaining about it? You wait, you go to the next game, and the only thing that transfers over game to game is you. So focus on yourself, focus on your improvement, and then you will climb those ranks and you'll never see those trash players ever again. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And if you guys have anything you guys want to hear me talk about or do, drop a comment below. And once again, I'd really appreciate it if you guys hit the sub button or went and checked out my Twitch, twitch.tv/CaMbCaMb.